Hello and welcome to Lesson 10. Lesson 10. Oh my goodness, it's cold in here. All right, so good job. You made it 10 days already. Bam, just like that. My thoughts do not mean anything is our lesson for today. Now we close our eyes and we quiet ourselves and let the ideas roll in. And so it'll look like this. And then you get an idea or a thought. It's a thought. And you say, my thoughts do not mean anything. And this one could really trigger the ego. Because it's like, oh, excuse me. How dare you think that my thoughts don't mean anything? So if you're finding that you're personally insulted, I would say you definitely identify yourself as a thought, as your thoughts. Or you claim your thoughts. I don't know. Anyways, it's lesson 10. My thoughts do not mean anything. If that don't hurt you, how about this? My cookies do not mean anything. Excuse me? My cookies do not mean anything? So anyways, observe and watch yourself and see how this lesson does ya. All right, so this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. So yeah, we want to trigger the ego. We want to break it down, right? This is the way we're going to do this. This is the way we're going to get our freedom. This is the way that we're going to be able to release ourselves from everything that we believe. Now, why the fuck would we want to do that? Because we want to become a blank slate. We want to become a blank slate for spirit. So, and that's when we'll get our real vision. And you get tastes of this. I know you do. I think maybe you might, possibly. You know, it's like you blank out for a minute and you have that moment of truth. You have that insight from the Holy Spirit, or you just see things from a higher perspective, or get into like that energy of love. So we're going to talk about all that today in the notes. All humans, all of them, all humans are on a path to awakening to their true nature, which is love, baby. Some people take the long way home, but everybody's on a path to awakening to their true nature. Yeah, everybody's going about it differently. Wow, holy variations, Batman. But basically what we all do have in common is we don't know what love is yet. We don't know what love is yet, and that's what Tina Jesus was talking about today. Jesus is here to enlighten you. So I definitely highly recommend you going to the Tina Jesus playlist and hearing it for yourself, because it's hard. Like a lot, I'm not like taking like complete notes, you know, but I'm just like taking what I need to take with me, and I'm hoping you benefit too, but you'll definitely hear something additional and extra if you listen in yourself. And Tina Louise Spalding is also doing a new Ascension series with Jesus, and I think she's up to 5, and so it's a good channel to tune into. Subscribe, like, and comment. All right, but anyways, basically what Jesus was talking about today, in our lives, love is lacking. Oh yeah, we also have another thing in common. We're all lacking love. We don't know what love is exactly, and we're lacking it. That made me think of a synchronistic thing I read in the Pathways of Light Miracle News just last night. And it struck me so much so that when I heard Jesus say that today, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is just going hand in hand to what I've been thinking about. And what she said in this article, I'll read it to you here in a minute in person with my face. Love is not an emotion, and we don't have to be in love with something. Like love is a power and an intelligence. And that really was like, oh my God, yes. Like love is a frequency. Love is truth, right? Love is God. It's not just like like, and that, listen to me stuttering around, because, you know, I don't always feel love as an emotion. And sometimes I'm like, oh, geez, you're not a loving person. Well, that's bullshit. I don't have to be in love and feeling emotional. Like, I know, and I'm tapping into, love is a frequency, an energy. Love is a power. Love is an intelligence. It's not just like, oh, warm fuzzies. It's way more. So this was a topic that got my attention, and I want to hopefully dive into it later tonight with me, myself, and I as we read more of this awesome miracles news. All right, so anyways, back to Teen of Jesus, and the point of this whole notes, and the whole thing is like, listen, love is lacking in our lives. Okay, fine. So we need to start using love, this intelligence, this power. Use love. Command with love. Command with this frequency. Extend love to everyone and everything. You don't have to be in love with somebody to extend love to them. And yes, serve love. It's time for us to be in service of love. And yeah, love is God. So there you go. All right. So the Pathways of Light, awesome. Excited to listen to it again with you. Today's lesson 10, my thoughts do not mean anything. So they really got into explaining this a little bit more about, you know, my thoughts do not mean anything. They are effects of my beliefs. So as long as I continue to maintain my beliefs, then I'm going to think that my thoughts mean something, but it's just going off of my beliefs. So it's very interesting today. So if you want to stop them, these thoughts, then you have to step back, look at, and change your beliefs. So this was interesting to me too, because like if you've ever had thoughts that like jibber jabber, go on and on, are definitely negative, and you want to change them, well, you need to step back and figure out what the belief system is, because that's where it's coming from. And you need to be willing to let go of false ideas of separation. So when we let go of these false ideas of separation, then we can fulfill and fill, like literally fill our lack of love in our life. You know, it's these false ideas of separation that's taking up space in our thoughts and our belief system. And then, yeah, we're not leaving any room for that frequency of love, baby. So let go of thoughts of unworthiness. They do not mean anything. This was good because, you know, a lot of people totally have this. They don't feel worthy. So we need to let go of them by saying, you don't mean anything. You really don't. And we need to let go of like all these stupid ass thoughts so we can clear and clean our minds. So we can become a blank space, so we can offer a space, create, clear, clean, open up, have this space where then we can have a space for Christ vision. So you'll really enjoy the Pathways of Light faux show. And let's just end our notes here by saying, I will be as God created me. I trust the truth of what I am. So is that cool? All right, so this is what I was talking about, the miracle news. They sent me a copy of this when I reached out to them. I need to subscribe to this quarterly magazine pamphlet thing. I don't know what you would call this, but the stuff inside it is fantastic. And what did I wanted to read a little bit more to you on page 22. One of my least favorite numbers, 22. This struck me so much last night, and then when I heard Jesus talk about it today, I was like, what's up, jacked up synchronicities? Like, they're just everywhere right now, and it's so good. And I just want to read directly, like, just a paragraph for you. So she was talking about, she's amazed. This is Reverend Maria Kingsley. She's amazed at what we can do when we want to accomplish something. Our mind is very powerful. We have to believe in it. And then there's one more ingredient that really helps, and that is love. And I was like, yeah, sure. And she says, when we use love, things run so much smoother. And I was like, yeah, sure. Love is not an emotion. And I was like, what? And we don't have to be in love with something. And I was like, I'm listening. Now you're speaking my language. Love is a power and an intelligence. And right then and there, I was like, holy shit. That is so, that she nailed it. Reverend Maria Kingsley nailed it with that. Love is a power and an intelligence. But it's that intelligence, like infinite intelligence, all there is, source, love, God, like everything. And that was just such a relief to me, because it's like sometimes it's like you can kind of get into self-judgment that you don't consider yourself a very loving person because you're not always like feeling warm fuzzies, right? But that's not even what love actually is. Love is a power and an intelligence, and we are asked to command with love. I don't know why my hand wants to just be here. Get out of here. We command our world to be what we co-create with the divine. We will not do this alone because we are all one. She's beautiful. You guys subscribe to this. It says, here, this will work. We are here to extend love in whatever way is best and guided for the greater good of all. And since we don't really know what that is, we need the guidance from the higher perspective. And then she just goes on, guidance is a wonderful thing. And I'm like hanging off of every word. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Yeah, it's good, you guys. They send, I guess they do quarterlies, and I think they just ask for like a $25 donation or something on their website, pathwaysoflight.com. Loving them. I'm in love with pathwaysoflight.com. Pathwaysoflight.com is giving me warm fuzzies. I'm going to be like wearing Trey Kennedy's hoodie soon. Do less, God bless. God first. I mean, I'm like into it just completely, you guys. You're going to literally watch me shift into Sister Mary Sadie. Pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 10, Insights. My thoughts do not mean anything. It is our beliefs that imprison us. It is our beliefs that stand between us and the knowledge of our oneness and the love of God. It is our beliefs that manifest as the images that make our world. The good news is that we can change our beliefs because we made them. The idea, my thoughts do not mean anything, helps us to step back from our thoughts, to disidentify from them, so that we can become open to recognizing that they are simply the effects of our beliefs. Gradually, we become aware that there is something behind the thoughts of which we are aware. There is a cause, and the cause is our beliefs. The thoughts will continue to occur as long as we maintain the beliefs. We may hide our beliefs from ourselves and create all kinds of smokescreens to deceive ourselves into thinking that we have no responsibility for what we are perceiving, but that does not change the fact that what we perceive is the effect of our beliefs. We see it because we believe it. As we can step back from the thoughts and observe the beliefs, we are then free to change the beliefs. As long as we hide them, we cannot change them. Lasting healing comes with changing our belief that we could be anything but one with the love in which we were created. The first step is to loosen our identification with our thoughts, because as long as we believe that our thoughts are our identity, we will resist changing them. We interpret changing our ideas as equivalent to death because it means the loss of what we believe to be our identity. It is not surprising that there is great resistance to change. Today's idea offers a gentle tool to loosening this identification. We do not have to believe it. We just have to practice it. As we practice these lessons, it will do its healing work of its own. It may seem personally insulting to tell ourselves all through the day, my thoughts do not mean anything. But in fact, it is an important step in the process of freeing our minds from all false ideas. The Course tells us that truth is true and nothing else is true. The Course tells us oneness is real and separation does not exist. The Course tells us that all our experiences of conflict come from our belief in separation. The Course tells us that we must be willing to let go of these false ideas in order to know our true identity as a thought of love in the mind of love. So this lesson is very important in the healing process of undoing all our false ideas. In truth, it is not insulting. Telling myself all through the day, my thoughts do not mean anything, helps me loosen my hold on false ideas of separation that never were true. It frees me from the prison house that I put myself in when I bought into these thoughts. I am willing to practice today, remembering that my thoughts do not mean anything. This is my path to freedom. This is my path to remembering that I am in heaven and I never left. Dreams of separation really mean nothing, no matter what I think is true. Truth is true, and nothing else is true. Oneness and love are true, and nothing else is true. All thoughts about a world of separation are meaningless. They are not true. The thought for today is so valuable when we think about issues of unworthiness. All of those thoughts that we've collected over our lifetime mean nothing. And all of those thoughts that tell us that we are unworthy, we don't look good enough, we didn't say the right thing, we didn't do the right thing, we didn't do it good enough, we shouldn't have behaved that way. Recognizing these thoughts mean nothing leaves us with a clean slate for Spirit to show us the truth of what we are. Recognizing that my thoughts do not mean anything and that they are not my real thoughts gives me great hope and peace. As I realize this practice will release me from all that I now believe. What joy, what wonder, joy, and beauty await me on the other side of my thoughts do not mean anything. As I release my attachment to and identification with my thoughts, and as I stop bringing the past to the present, I open a clearing for new thought. I open a clearing for Christ's vision to be written upon my blank mind. As I stop giving meaning to everything I see, I allow Christ's vision and Spirit's meaning to flood my life with true creation, the extension of love. To behold the beauty of forgiveness through Christ's vision is what awaits me as I practice all my thoughts mean nothing. I await this freedom joyfully, and I accept the new meaning Christ's vision will lay upon my world of forgiveness. There is only one thought today that has any meaning for me, and that is to be as God created me. Nothing more, nothing less. Just that, to realize that existence as best I can here with the help of Holy Spirit. I am willing to let all other thoughts go. I don't know what this means, but I trust I can realize my true self, my true existence, for this is really what I am. But true self has been hidden under layers of ego thought, which do not mean anything. They merely disguise the real me that I have been afraid to see, to know. There is still a part of me uncertain and nervous about what it would really mean to be the real me. I realize this thought does not mean anything. It is merely fear projecting itself. Of course, I am the real me, part of the one self, for how can I be anything else but what God created? Yet, ego mind keeps it pushed away as if it were unreal. Today, Holy Spirit, help me see my meaningless thoughts and let them go. Cleanse my existence of all that does not serve love. Help me see my true self so I may begin to live more fully the happy dream of awakening now. Help me see the layers I think I have heaped over my true self, and I now believe are true. Help me see the untruth of my ego truth, that I may truly serve love as a conscious choice. pathwaysoflight.org. Yeah, Sister Mary Sadie, the baddest Jesus-loving mother trucker on the block. Are you still recording this?